United get over the line. 10 men for the majority of the second half. Well, for the whole of the second half, should I say? And a much needed win for Ruben Amorim. So I think that kind of takes the pressure off a little bit for him. Obviously, next game is against Fulham at home in the FA Cup, and then they've got the league game against Arsenal, where again that's going to be another crunch game for Amorim. I think gives him a bit of breathing space for the time being. And I think United done well to hang on. I think, to be fair, in terms of performances, I didn't really see too much, but I think the most positive thing for United is that they were down to 10 men and they managed to hang on, which is good. But again, football wasn't great. Obviously being down to 10 men, you're going to expect obviously not great football, more of a defensive display, which is what United produced. And yeah, I think not really. I don't think it was really a great advertisement for Premiership football. I think the quality wasn't really there. I think for United, it was just about them getting over the line and getting the 3 points to kind of keep them adrift from the bottom. And obviously being that West Ham play tomorrow, if West Ham beat Leicester, again, West Ham are on the same points as United, but it gives them a bit of breathing space from 16th position. No, I think Wolves might be in 17th. So it gives them a bit of breathing space from Wolves. Big up Will, the British boy. Yeah, big up for coming on, Will. Any questions about tonight's game, Man United against Ipswich? As I said, I think it's an important victory for United, and a much needed one for Ruben Amorim. And as I said, I think with Amorim, he would have been under a lot of pressure had he not won this game. Again, not great performances all round. I think the defense done well. They done well to hold on. I think going forward again with United, there's a lot of issues going forward. No chances really being created for the strikers. Obviously Højlund played as 9 again. His general play was poor yet again. Obviously he came off. Joshua Zirkzee, had a decent game. I want to see Zirkzee more in the 9 with runners around him. But I think when he got the ball, his quality was there for all to see. And again against with 10 men, it's going to be a tough ask for anyone up there to try and hold the ball up and bring others into play. But I thought he done quite well. Big up Salman Al-Katai for coming on. Guys, make sure you smash that like button and make sure you subscribe to my channel at Gav Goes In. Give me some of your questions, guys. What do you think of the Man United performance? Obviously, Nottingham Forest played against Arsenal, which was 0-0. So that's last 2 games. Arsenal have dropped points. Liverpool at the moment winning 2-0 against Newcastle. So they're going to extend their lead to, I believe, 13 points at the top. Man City beating Tottenham 2-0 away from home. Erling Haaland back in the team, gets both the goals. Brentford 1-1 with Everton. Johan Visser with the first goal for Brentford. And then the equaliser from Jake O'Brien for Everton. So yeah, some interesting games there today. But I think definitely with what Ruben Amorim had to do tonight was, I think, nothing less than 3 points. And I think he can. I think he can be happy. Really, obviously there's still a long way for United to go. In terms of their performance. And again, Patrick Dorgu got sent off in the first half. And again, I think this has to come on to Ruben Amorim, because Amorim did sanction the departure of Tyrell Malacia. And now we're going to go back to what we've always seen to the start of the season with Mazraoui and Dalot playing as the wing-backs, which we all know doesn't work. So, I think letting go of Malacia was a massive mistake. And now Dorgu is going to be missing, I think Dorgu misses the FA Cup game against Fulham, and he'll miss the Arsenal game as well. So, and I think he can't complain. It was a straight red for me. Caught Amari Hutchinson on the shin, and yeah, there's no argument there. But I think we all know that Dallo and Mazraoui don't really work as the wing backs, and now it's going to be a case of seeing them again in the same position. And as we know, United don't really create from that position. And again, all three goals came from set pieces, which is worrying. Nothing in general play. And I think, as I said, the main thing was United just getting over the line, getting the 3 points. But there's a long road ahead for this team. And I expect against Fulham, I think Fulham will, like my predictions for Fulham and Man United, I think Fulham might actually win the game. Because I think United's quality and depth ain't there, and I think Amorim's going to play more or less the same team that started today, with probably one or two changes, I'll probably say one. Well, he might make one change. Obviously, Dorgu's not going to play, so you're probably looking at a Mazraoui and Dallo fullbacks again, or as the wing backs. Lenny Yoro as a right-sided or left-sided centre-back. Matthias de Ligt and Maguire will keep their places. Bruno and Ugarte probably playing in midfield again. So it's probably going to be more the same. I think if you're probably making one change, he might go with Josh Rezerxi as the 9 and then put in another 10, probably like a Christian Eriksen in the midfield. Or he might play Bruno there and play another midfielder. But I think personally, I think Fulham might give United a problem. But at home, obviously the crowd will be behind them. They'll be in a buoyant mood as well. And I think we should expect United to, go on the front foot. But I think with Fulham's pace on the break, especially with Adama Traore, and that's why Dorgu's gonna be a massive miss, because one thing Dorgu offers is athleticism, and he's gonna be missing. So I think Adama Traore is going to cause problems, on that side of the pitch, on the right-hand side. So, yeah, I think United might have their work cut out, but we'll have to wait and see. But, yeah, guys, any questions for me? As I say, make sure you smash that like button and make sure you subscribe to my channel at Gav Goes In. I'm a few short of 830, obviously en route to hitting 1K. And as I said, onwards and upwards really on my channel, just trying to grow it. So obviously I would appreciate the support. As I say, give me some of your questions if there's anything you wanna find out. Big up to Arvin, big up to Adrena as well. So yeah, guys, who do you guys support? Any teams you guys support? Liverpool just got the 3 points now against Newcastle. Has anyone seen the comments made by Jamie Carragher on the AFCON? What's everyone's views on that? What's everyone's views on that one? I've not really seen it myself, but there was a comments that he made about I think in relation to AFCON, saying that the AFCON, well, more or less saying about, I think it was in regards to Mo Salah, because obviously Liverpool going for the league title, and I think he made reference into saying that the African Cup of Nations isn't really important, but it's diminishing the African Cup of Nations really, which is the equivalent to obviously the Euros and equivalent to the Copa America and the Asian Cup. So I haven't seen the quotes myself. If anyone's got the quotes on them, put that in the comments. But there was a bit of there's a bit of problem in what he said, but I've not seen it myself properly, so I need to try and I'm gonna probably have a look at it when we come off air. But I think for me, from what I've heard, it comes down to it comes down to a lot of ignorance from Jamie Carragher. I think in terms of his punditry, You know, he's actually probably one of the better ones out there, especially from this country. But what he said there, from what I've heard, in regards to the African Cup of Nations, is just ignorance, really. Um, so yeah, big up T Gamma edits Real Madrid or Barca. For me, Barcelona all the way. You know, and in actual fact, it's actually quite weird because I used to be Real Madrid when they had the likes of R9, the real Ronaldo, I call him, Zinedine Zidane, Luis Figo, obviously David Beckham as well. Um, they had some great players there. Obviously Raul, Clarence Seedorf. So I used to be a massive advocate of Real Madrid. What changed it for me was I still watched Barca as well when Barca had the likes of Rivaldo, Saviola, Patrick Kluivert, Koku, Mark Overmars. They had some great players there. But what done it for me was when Ronaldinho went to Barcelona. Ronaldinho, for me, arguably one of the, well, he's the best player of his generation. And for me, he's in my top three of best ever players to play the game. So when I see Ronaldinho turn up at the Camp Nou, that's what tipped it for me. And then Messi just kind of, well, Messi and Iniesta, I would say, kind of carried it on along with Neymar. So Barca's my team now, and the thing is as well, the likes of Lamine Yamal keeping it alive still for football. Um, Obviously, Real Madrid, one of the biggest clubs in the world, if not the biggest. But for me, it has to be Barcelona for sure. And as I say, the likes of Ronaldinho, Neymar, Leo Messi, Iniesta, some great players there, man. Yeah, that swings it for me. Prime RVP or Prime Drogba. Big up, hello there. Guys, make sure you smash that like button and make sure you subscribe to my channel. So Prime RVP or Prime Drogba. You know what? This is a tough one because when Drogba was in his prime, Drogba was unplayable, and again, when it comes to cup finals, Drogba always turned up. Um, and I think someone like Drogba as well, Drogba doesn't get his flowers, I think, because I think if you look at Drogba's goal record, his goal record wasn't really great in comparison to a lot of the players now. But anyone that watched Drogba play knew what a handful he was. And obviously he was in his prime, he was easily one of the best strikers in Europe. For me, RVP, being a Man United fan as well, and obviously RVP coming to United and winning them the title. RVP for me was just pure class. That left foot was special. It's hard to separate them. I'm gonna go for RVP just for the biased, obviously, the Man United biased. But that's taking nothing away from Drogba because Drogba was an absolute problem for any defense. So me saying RVP is not because I'm shunting Drogba. It's just that it's a very hard one, and I'm gonna just say RVP. But yeah, now big up for your question. Hello there, man. Erupted Forces, big up. Guys, don't forget to smash that like button. So Erupted Forces says, hello, what do you think about the Gunners drawing to Forest? You know what? It doesn't really surprise me, and I'll tell you why. Obviously, Arsenal going forward, no striker. Obviously the likes of Kai Havertz, who's been playing there, is out injured, just like Gabriel Jesus. Obviously, Saka's missing as well, so there's no goals from the right-hand side. Ethan Nwaneri, top player. Not sure if he played tonight, but he's still young. And I think the fact that Forest got beat by Newcastle, Forest being at home, obviously with their fans, I think they were never going to lose that game, really. The best that they could hope for, or the least they can hope for, was a draw. So I always see that game ending a draw, unless I didn't see the game, but I can believe Nottingham Forest didn't really want to give too much away, and obviously Liverpool for me are going to win the league anyway. But I think this result tonight, Liverpool winning against Newcastle, Arsenal drawing, that cements for me Liverpool's top place finish. And guys, you've heard it here first. I believe Man City will beat Arsenal to second place. I know it's 7 points in it, but that can be overturned very easily. You know, obviously Arsenal's next league game is against Man United. I believe at Old Trafford. You know, United will obviously face rivals with Arsenal. They're gonna wanna um, obviously not get beat by an arch rival, and I can see that game end up a draw as well. So, and I can see City, as poor as they've been this season. Obviously, they've only got the league to concentrate on. I can see them, you know, putting some wins together and putting the pressure on Arsenal. So don't be surprised if City end up in second place, guys. But I think the league is Liverpool's for sure. Um, so Will the British boy says, "What age did you start playing football?" So Will, yeah. So obviously, for those of you that don't really, well, obviously some of you don't really know my background. So I started playing football when I was, I want to say about 6 or 7. You know, I played for my local Sunday League team, and then from the age of, I believe it was 8 or 9, I was picked up by Chelsea. You know, so I played for Chelsea for like 7 years, and I played for Tottenham for, I believe, two or 3 years, up until the age of 17. You know, so yeah, I played for Chelsea for 7 years. You know, I've had great experiences of playing. And then I actually left Chelsea to go to Tottenham just for traveling purposes. And then at the age of 17, I got released by Tottenham, but I had a chance. I had a choice to go to Burnley when Burnley were in the Championship, and Burnley offered me a one year pro contract and a scholarship as well, which I actually declined because I wanted to stay a bit local to where I live. I end up going on trial to some League One, League Two teams where the style of football was a bit different for me, and yeah, unfortunately, my career kind of went down, really. So, um, but I can look back and say I've had some great experiences in terms of playing on so many different professional grounds, playing against professional players as well. You know, I played against Wayne Rooney when I was probably about 13, 14 at a tournament when I was at Chelsea, and that was an experience in itself. And that was when I was young. I didn't really know much about Rooney at the time, and let me tell you now, the physicality and the quality of Rooney was mad. You know, so yeah, I played against Samir Nasri as well. You know, probably one of the best players I've ever played against in terms of his quality. So yeah, I've had some good experiences. You know, and I can look back and say, I've had good experiences, but ultimately didn't really make it as professional. But these things happen, and this is why I like to talk about football and give my view on some of the players. And yeah, man. But no, thanks for the question. Yeah, big up, man. If you guys got any more questions, let me know as well. I want to ask you guys in the chat actually. Um, Let me ask you. So, and this is probably a question that's probably been asked probably loads of times. Uh, Mo Salah or Eden Hazard? Who are we going for? Mo Salah or Eden Hazard? Eden Hazard. And I'll give you my take on it after. So who are we going for, guys? Mo Salah or Eden Hazard? Put that in the chat, guys. Let me see what you think. I can kind of tell already where a lot of people are going to go with this. Who are we going for? So Will the British boy says Salah. Guys, who are we going for? Mo Salah or Eden Hazard? For me, easily. It's an easy one for me. And it might surprise a lot of people, but it's Eden Hazard. I think, again, I think a lot of people go for Salah because of numbers, you know. For me, Eden Hazard is, if I say who are the best 3 players ever to play in the Premiership, and again, this is very hard because there were some absolute real ballers in the Premiership. One of them is definitely Thierry Henry, who for me is arguably. I'll big up Mr. LNK, man. Big up for coming on. So we're just having just dropping into number 20. So, as I said, guys, for me, Eden Hazard is amongst the top three best players ever to play in the Premiership. And again, this is like leaving out the likes of Dennis Bergkamp, Eric Cantona, um, even Cristiano Ronaldo, Gareth Bale. This is how tough it is, because my top three is definitely Thierry Henry is definitely there, and for me, second is Luis Suarez. Um, well, yeah, Luis Suarez is in there, and then I'm not talking about longevity. I'm talking about individual, and Eden Hazard for me is in there as well, because again, it's not about numbers for me. It's about the quality, and Eden Hazard, could win a game on his own. I think Thierry Henry could win a game on his own. Luis Suarez can win a game on his own, and again, you're missing out players like, I say to you, Ronaldo, Dennis Bergkamp, Zola. If there's any other names, guys, I've missed, put them in. Um, but yeah, no, Salah in terms of his numbers, can't be argued. But in terms of a pure footballer, he's not in the top five. He's nowhere near the top five as in terms of pure footballers, And there's obviously a lot of names that I haven't even mentioned, the likes of a David Ginola as well, But Sergio Aguero, even Wayne Rooney, these guys don't make the top three, and it isn't because these guys ain't good. It's because the list is that high. Big up you, Shabazz. Yeah, big up, man, for coming on. So yeah, guys, who we going for? Salah or Hazard? I'm saying Hazard. Yeah, big up, Mr. LNK, man. Say for coming on, bro. Who we going for, guys? Salah or Hazard? In the chat. Yeah, I knew you say Salah. Nah, Hazard all the way, man. Hazard all the way. You know. What about this one? This is a tough one. Who we going for? Iniesta or Modric? Probably one of the toughest ones. Andres Iniesta or Luka Modric? Two greats of the game. I think you could pick either or. For me, it's Iniesta. Iniesta for me. I think Iniesta, the biggest praise I can give Iniesta is that he is the Messi of midfield. So that's how highly I rate Iniesta. I think the only thing that stopped Iniesta really from being talked about amongst the very elite was probably his goal return. Because I believe if he was hitting probably about 10 to 15 a season, I think Iniesta gets talked about as, again, in the Messi bracket, because Iniesta was that good, he was that good. So yeah, he was that good. But yeah, guys, what do you reckon? Iniesta or Modric? Who are we going for? Iniesta or Modric? Who are we going for, guys? Iniesta or Modric? Put it in the chat, guys. Iniesta or Modric? Salah or Hazard? Who are we going for? Hazard. Big up Agnes 14. Hazard, yeah. For me, Hazard as well. Yeah, Hazard was unreal, man. Unreal player. Doesn't really get the respect he deserves, I think his career kind of petered out a little bit by going to Real Madrid. Obviously, the injuries killed him. But yeah, one of my favourite players to watch, This was a guy that was at Lille as well. Yeah, he's a top player, man. Top player. Big up Will, the British boy. So Will says my favourite Liverpool player is Van Dijk. Yeah, for me, I have to say, man, like for me, Virgil van Dijk, and this, like for me, Virgil van Dijk is the best. He's definitely one of the best defenders of his generation for sure. The only thing I would say is that the kind of forwards he's playing up against in this era, it would be interesting to see if he was playing in the era of the real strikers to see where he would rank, because what I have to say, as good as Van Dijk is, because Van Dijk as a defender has everything, he's good in the air, he's got pace, he's got strength, he's technical, he's a threat in either box, whether it be defending or attacking, you know. He has literally every quality, a defender needs. Only thing I would say about Van Dijk is that he's playing in an era of not really actual strikers, I would say, because if he was to play up against, let's say, the likes of Alan Shearer back in the day, or a Thierry Henry, different type of striker, I don't know how he would fare. I think he would still compete, but I think he wouldn't have it. He wouldn't have it all his own way. But I think in this era of football, where you got a lot of different kind of strikers, you've got false nines, you've got many strikers that don't really play up against a defender, And again, I mean, his stature as well. He doesn't really get exposed as much 1v1 defending as if he was playing in the era of the likes of as I say, your Alan Shearer's, your Thierry Henry's, because I think defending now is more of a system thing, whereas back then you had to be very good 1v1 defending, and I think that with Van Dijk, it'd be interesting to see how he would fare in that era. Even though I still think he would do well, but we'll never know. But I think for sure in this era of football, he's definitely one of the best defenders of his generation for sure, easily. And I think at this moment in time now, yeah, you can say he's definitely the best defender in the world on, yeah, for sure, on current form, and that's even with him getting older as well. So that's a good shout. I think the only defender I would say that is probably comparable to him, you're probably looking at Antonio Rudiger at the moment. I can't really think of any other defenders. So if I look in the Premiership, I don't think there's any commanding centre back there. People might say Saliba and Gabriel, where I hear it, but I think Gabriel and Saliba haven't really won anything, and they would need to win stuff just to cement that and do it for longer as well. And I think they're the only ones, really, I would say. And if you look abroad, obviously, as I said, you've got the likes of Rudiger, but yeah, there isn't too many, I would say. So, but yeah, big up for your question, Will, the British boy. But yeah, guys, safe for coming on. So as I said, just a quick one. Man United get the 3 points, much needed 3 points against Ipswich Town. Obviously, next game I believe is on Sunday against Fulham in the FA Cup. And again, another pressure game for amorim. Amorim will need to win this. And then they've got the Europa League game against Real Sociedad. And I think the next league game is going to be against Arsenal. So, yeah, there's some tough games coming up, and they're going to come thick and fast as well. Obviously, this squad, is stretched to the limit as well. Obviously, Dorgu is going to be suspended now for the next three games. So again, man, pressure is going to be on. But yeah, I think positive result, being down to 10 men, getting the 3 points, that was the main target. And yeah, United just need to just try and get some wins together. That's the main thing. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, guys, safe for coming on. Make sure you subscribe to my channel at Gav Goes In, and make sure you smash that like button. And as I say, guys, if you've got any questions, give me some questions. But smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and I'll be back tomorrow at some point. So yes, make sure you press that notification, get notifications on, guys. Before we go, big up Blue Moon Tiger King. So Chris Eubank Jr. is a coward and disgrace going up to somebody and hitting them with an object in the face like that. What you think to this? I have seen it. I have seen it. Again, I don't really know what was said for Eubank Jr. to do that, but what I will say is that it's a fight not to be missed. You know, I think these two, obviously, their dads being the legends that they are, but with these two, man, yeah, it's gonna be a real fight, man. So again, I think what it is as well, they're doing a very good job of building the fight. You know, whether all this is people might say staged. I don't think it's staged. I think there's a real feud between both of them. You know, and again, when Eubank obviously backhanded him with the egg. Obviously, I don't know what Conor Ben said, man, but as I said, man, it's gonna be a great fight, and two guys, man, that should be respected. You know what I mean, in terms of the work they put in and what they've achieved in their careers. So it's gonna be a fight. Who do I think will win? Um, it's tough, man, because obviously Conor Ben's local. You know what I mean? He's quite local to me. You know, and I do think when he first come on the scene, I wasn't really too convinced, but I think he's done a good job of building his boxing profile, and I think this will be his first proper test as well. How do I think the fight will go? It's tough to say really because Eubank Jr. is obviously more experienced. You know, Eubank Jr. has got a lot of skill as well in the game. It's tough really. I think I'd probably have to say I'd expect Eubank Jr. to win the fight. But again, boxing's boxing, man. You know, anything can happen. You know, Conor Ben could catch him with a shot and then really put the pressure on, you know, and get him out of there. But I think at the moment you'd have to say Eubank Jr. is the favourite. But again, it's gonna be a fight not to be missed, man. So I'll be looking forward to that. But yeah, big up Blue Moon Tiger King for your question. I mean, who do you think's gonna win the fight? Who you going for? Oh, I can see. Oh, so you reckon Conor Ben? I think Conor Ben will smash Eubank Jr. Ooh, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't rule out Eubank Jr. though, man, because Eubank Jr.'s had a lot more high profile fights. You know, as I say, he's more experienced, but it's gonna be probably one of the most exciting British fights. Yeah, it's gonna be one of the most exciting British fights that there's been, in my opinion. Obviously, you got the AJ and Tyson Fury, but I think this is gonna be this is gonna be a great fight, man. So I'll be looking forward to that. Paddy the Baddie, Paddy Pimblett. I think he's comedy gold. Yeah, I like Paddy Pimblett, man. I think he's good. I think there wasn't didn't he go to someone's gym the other day or something like that and fought them in his gym again. That takes balls, you know. Just bringing his did he just bring his coach went to someone else's gym and then beat the guy and well made the guy tap out in his own gym. So that takes some real courage, man, to go and do that. So yeah, big him up, man. But yeah, guys, safe for coming on. Safe for your questions. As I said, make sure you smash that like button and make sure you subscribe to my channel at Gav Goes In. And yeah, guys, as I say, make sure that notification's on to be updated when I go live. Keep giving me that support. As I say, I'm only a few short of 830. So if you can subscribe to my channel and smash that like button to give me some more support, would be much appreciated. So Blue Moon Tire King, just before I go, says, what do I think of United? What do you think to United defo then? As I say, United are a broken club at the moment. You know, hopefully they can start to you know, overcome this tough period. But obviously it's still early to say. But yeah, no, I think yeah, there's going to be more pain ahead. That's what I will say, you know. But we'll have to wait and see. But as I said, 3 points tonight was the main thing, and that's what they got really. So next game, as I said, is the Fulham FA Cup game on the weekend. So we have to just wait until that. But yeah, guys, safe for coming on, and I'll catch you guys in a bit. Take it easy.